Good evening. Hello. All right, we're going to have a quick discussion before I have to run out to the office. Because I really, inquiring minds want to know. Okay, y'all, I got to send off this. I'm going to move you over here because I got to send off this Zoom meeting invitation. There we go. I'm going to move you back here. Let me do this real quick. I knew it was something else I was supposed to be doing. Okay, let me make sure I got it in here. Yes, send. There we go. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All right. Okay. You're ready? We're going to have an interesting discussion. And it's going to be a discussion tonight because I'm actually curious. Now, I have my thoughts. Y'all know I have my thoughts. But I want y'all's thoughts on can a bad husband be a good father? I have my thoughts. Okay. And I want y'all's thoughts. Okay. I got some people already jumping in. Unfortunately, yes, they show love and devotion to their kids, but won't do the same for their spouse, which blows my mind. Yeah. Oh, great. You're in the process of becoming an LCSW. Awesome. Is this a lady or a gentleman? Because we need more male social workers and counselors. But if it's a lady, that's great too. We need you. My mom hates being married to my dad, but he was a good dad, and I've been a daddy's girl. Okay, so we're going to answer this. You can. I want you to answer. I'm going to chat briefly. Dr. Brown C., I'm going to chat briefly, and then I'm going to bring you on, okay? But yeah, I would love your thoughts. 402 Marine, thank you for purchasing a badge. And y'all know, y'all can buy a badge. Okay? Let me start off this live by saying, you can buy a badge. Okay? You getting all this free therapy, all this free education. You can buy a little bitty badge. All right? Help a sister out. Buy a little bitty badge on these lives. All right. Anyway. Okay. So we got two different scenarios in this situation that I want you to think about. All right. The first scenario I want you to think about is the man who is married. So is a man who is married, if he's a bad husband, can he be a good father? That's the first scenario. Okay. The second scenario is maybe that man is no longer married. Maybe that man is now divorced. Right? He and the wife are now divorced, but they have children together. And what if he was not a very good husband? Can he be a good father? So I want you to think about both of those scenarios. The first one, the man is still married. Okay? He has a wife. He has children. Can he be a bad husband and be a good father? And then the second scenario, he's divorced, and they have children together and they're co-parenting. And maybe he wasn't a great husband, which led to the divorce, but now he's a co-parent of his children. Can he be a good father? Okay. So I thank you. He said a man. Great. Awesome. Yes. We need lots of those. Thank you. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Yes, he can be a good father. Loving her ain't got nothing to do with it. Ooh. Okay. And I can't even say you'll handle because it's beyond disrespectful. I hope I don't have to block you. I hope I don't have to block you. Okay, we have so many good girl dads and boy moms, but not enough hub wife team. I agree. I've been both and vice versa. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Here's my answer. So to the first one, if you are a man who's married and you all have children and you are not a good husband, like you are not attentive, you're not loving, you're not loyal, you're not faithful, you're not kind to your wife, you're not a good father. You are not a good father. Okay? So I'm just going to lay it on you just like that. You're not a good father because you're not a good role model. You are not showing your children what healthy love looks like. You're not leading with love. You're not doing the things necessary to keep the home and the family together. And as I always tell my couples, a happy, healthy marriage is actually the best gift that you give to your children. It is more important than an iPhone. It is more important than a car at 16. It is more important, in my opinion, than a college education. A happy, healthy, loving marriage, long-term marriage, is the best gift that you give to your children. And so if you are currently married and you're not happy in your marriage, or you're not acting right, you're tripping, you're doing all kinds of stuff, or maybe you ain't doing nothing, you are not being a very good father, because you are not being a very good role model. You are not showing your children, your boys and your girls, what healthy love looks like, what being partners looks like, being teammates, the whole nine. If you are not good to your wife, you are doing a disservice to your children. So fight me in the comments, okay? Let me look at some of these comments. You can fight me in the comments on that one. All right? That's if you are currently married. If you are currently in a relationship and you are acting a fool, or you just, not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you are not a good father, because you're not a good role model. Okay? All right. I'm going to let you pop on. It would pose some challenges because the children learn from actions, not what. Yep. I definitely didn't like the post about nice guys. Oh, we're going to talk about that. It's definitely a bad example. Yep. Yep. All right. Let me accept his. All right. Will it let me? Because sometimes, y'all, this thing, you don't be acting right. Okay, there we go. All right. Dr. Brown C. Hold on. It's thinking about it. And y'all, my internet, y'all. I think they screaming. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Excellent. So tell me your name. Is it Dr. Brown?
Uh, well, I'm getting my doctorate degree right now, but my name is Christian Brown.
Okay. Hey, Christian, it's good to meet you.
Likewise, thank you for having me on here, by the way.
Yes. All right. So tell us your thoughts
Um,
about this.
I agree with you. It's so many different external factors that play a huge role in this conversation. Sometimes I see a lot of men in the county that I'm at. They're trained real hard, and I sit down and talk to my couples too. And sometimes I want to give advice, but as a therapist, there's certain things that I can't say. But I do agree with you. If you can't put your pride to the side and be two independent, mature adults to show your children a different space, that safe space where it's like, okay, I could learn, I could actually accept this type of love, then you can't be a good father slash mother. But on the other end of that, the external factors that may come into play, after women have children, women go through a lot of depression, anxiety. Sometimes a woman may forget who she is and leave you completely. I've seen it all. So with the man getting divorced, it might be a better decision to be away from that situation and take the kids versus sitting down and their kids having to go through that continuous trauma. But I do agree with the overall answer of you can't be a great parent.
Yeah, because we have, especially now, for some reason, we have disconnected those two things.
Mm-hmm.
And no. No. To me, it's all encompassing. It's
Yep.
all encompassing. So I put out two scenarios. The first one is, if you're currently married or in a relationship, can you be a bad husband and a good father? But the second one,
Mm-hmm.
if you have left your marriage or your relationship, can you, let's say something you did caused the end of the relationship, and now you're co-parenting. Can you be a good father? What do you think?
I believe you can. It depends on maturity because in this county, I've talked to a lot of single fathers and a lot of fathers that's currently present with their all, and it's up to the individual. They can, but sometimes a lot of men are the reason why we have broken families. And I don't bias. I'm a man, so but a lot of men are very immature, and it does go back to that core relationship between their parents. So, to answer that question, I believe they can.
Okay.
It depends, but if I want to be general, probably not.
Okay. But we want to, so what I want to do is I want to give men a chance to get it right.
Hmm.
So in that second scenario, I would say, okay, I need you to learn from the mistakes that you made. And I think you can be a good father and you can be a good co-parent.
Hmm.
So that's what I want to see men do. that even if they chose the wrong woman, and a lot of them have, like a lot of men just simply chose the wrong woman. They should have never had children with that woman. However, DNA has been, mixed up. So now you're going to have to learn how to co-parent with her.
Yeah,
So I think men can redeem themselves, and I want them to redeem themselves if that's the case.
yeah, I agree. I have these classes I got going on talking to young men,
Yep.
and I want to fill in them. At least save 15,000 and just put it to and invest in yourself internally. Get to know yourself because we change so much as men. Like
Right.
all the we could start off immature in the streets. A lot of men do go through that same path because of music, the industry, everything that we internalize. But once you get a new leaf and a new door open and you can walk through it, you have to keep getting to know yourself because we deal with so much, a lot of depression, a lot of suicide. And I get it. I give men a safe space because as men, we don't have a lot of programs, a lot of safe spaces where we can express ourselves.
Right.
But
Right. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're getting into this space, because what I want to see men do is I want to see men kind of connect with other men. That's what I want to see happen. It's the brotherhood in the sense of men need men. Okay. Men need men. They need other men as role models, men who, like you said, have already gone through that process. Like, hey, bro, let me show you how I did it. That's what men need so desperately. So I'm glad you're getting into this space. We need more African-American male therapists to make therapy cool. That's right there. Like, I ain't doing no therapy. But it is, in my opinion, especially now with so much trauma, so many traumatized people, to me, it's like you got to do it at some point. You got to be willing to address that trauma.
Yeah, I agree. And if there's any on the live at the moment, what you said is exactly. It's like as men, it's like burying a person with all the right tools to get back out the ground. No matter how deep you bury a person, they got that shovel. It may take 5 years, 10 years, a year, a day. It's going to come back out. So start now, man. Beautiful process. Those who believe that I may not be able to relate, before I even transition into this type of field, I was in the street selling drugs, and I could blame having a father, but at the end of the day, as a man, we have great reasons, but there are excuses on what you need because you're not a result of what you grew into. You could change your life. You can.
Right. That's right. Right. And what I always tell people is that every one of us is like this little seed of potential. Every single one of us. And you have to be willing to go in the dirt, go in that dark place. And I tell people that's what it's like. It can be dark, cold, but water yourself with knowledge, water yourself with good people, water yourself with, people with sunny disposition, like myself. And then you're going to start to grow and blossom. And you never know how big that plant can get, what it's going to be. You just don't know. So every one of us has so much potential, and it breaks my heart to not see people reach that potential. Like they stay stuck, and it frustrates me. I'm like, come on now, come on. You could be better. So good. I think it's great what you're doing. I think we need brothers like you. God knows we need brothers like you. And like you said, you got a story, you got your own testimony, and I want you to use that, ride up on the wings of that, because a lot of men can relate to that. But see, they're going to see you do it, and maybe they could do it. Yep.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you as well.
Okay. Have a great day.
You as well.
All right. Let me see if I can. There we go. All right. That was wonderful. That was amazing. Okay. Let me look at some of y'all's comments. See, we needed that. We need brothers in this field. We desperately need brothers in this field, because right now, I work with a lot of women. I work with a lot of men too, but I work with a lot of women. Y'all know I have a heart for women, and we have our own traumas. We have our own wounds. We have our own stuff. And, I hold women's hand, I watch them cry. I walk with them. I hold them accountable. Like sometimes our sessions don't feel great. I have to deliver some harsh truth, but it's done in love, because we have to grow up. We have to grow up. We have to heal. We have to, in my opinion, reach that potential that we all have. We all have so much potential, but we will never know it if we don't go into that, take that seed, put it in that dark place, that cold, dark, wet place, get that knowledge, get the things we need, and then we grow into who we really are, who we're really meant to be. Y'all, I don't know why I'm getting all these notifications. I thought I was on Do Not Disturb, but apparently I'm not. All right, at let me look at your comments if it'll let me. Men are traumatized and have culture of toxicity created by peers in society. It's what's popular. Most definitely. I 100% agree with that. Oh, okay. He said being a mother and a wife aren't mutually inclusive either. Okay, so I gave the two scenarios. I said, can a man who is currently married or currently in a relationship be a bad husband and yet be a good father? So he's in his relationship now. Okay, he's in his relationship now with the mother of his children, or he's married to her and he's treating her poorly, but oh, he's a good father. So y'all know my answer to that is no, because he's being a poor role model. And let me go here, and it's gonna step on some toes, and how you feel about it is how you feel about it. So if you are a father and you're getting high on the regular, or you're getting drunk on the regular, or you're, I don't know, cheating people, cheating on your taxes and all that other stuff, to me that don't make you a good father, because again, you're not a good role model. You're not being a good role model. And you have passed crazy if you come on here and tell me, well, I don't care if my kids drink, I don't care if my kids get high. You the problem. You the problem then. You are the problem. Black men and Black women equally resent therapy. I disagree. My clients, I mean, they running into my office. I got four consults today. So I think this is wonderful. I think it's time. I think people are ready. People are ready to do some work, because so much craziness is going on out here. I think people are finally ready to do some work. Okay, it's not over until it's over. My observation has been parents who divorce carry bitterness. That bitterness and unforgiveness affects their relationship with their children. This effect can be counterintuitive. Agreed. But again, everyone has to process the trauma. You have to process the divorce. You have to process what happened. You have to be willing to let it go. And if you hold on, whoever filed for the divorce, I mean, I had a reason to file for a divorce and I was still pissed. I had every reason to do what I did under God's law and man's law, and I was still furious. It took 5 long years for me to process my divorce. I did not get into another relationship. I did not date anybody. I did not do any of that. I was no good for nobody. I had to take that time to really process that the dream that man sold me had died. Okay, how I thought my life and my family was going to be was gone. I had to grieve and mourn the loss of my marriage and my future. And it took 5 long years to do that. So that's the work that people don't want to do. I can't tell you all how many people I have right now in my practice, that they are going through a divorce and they are already in another relationship. They already dating somebody else. They already getting back on dating apps or doing whatever it is they're doing. They're not taking the time to grieve and mourn the loss, or the loss of the marriage ending. And y'all, I already told y'all this. If someone goes through a divorce, and I don't care if they filed, I don't care if the other person filed, I don't care what happened. It is like going through a war. That's how traumatic it is. It is like 9/11, okay? It's horrible. Your whole life gets upended, and again, not just your present life, your future is blown up. Your entire future has blown up in front of your eyes. What you thought was going to be 30, 40, 50 years is gone. Not to mention your present day. Like, your present day world gets completely upended. So where you was living, you ain't living no more. The city you was in, you ain't in no more. The friends you had, you ain't got no more. Like, everything about your life basically changes. And so, yeah, it takes time to process that. But what people want to do is they want to put a Band-Aid over it. And usually that Band-Aid is a person. Okay, they want to reach for another man or another woman to make them feel better. And that never works. And then all you end up doing is causing more drama in this new relationship. And now if that should end, now you got the pain of that and the divorce. So sit down, take the time and process the divorce. But so many people do not want to do that. He said, I want to talk about nice guys. There's nothing to talk about. Like I said, I don't know why y'all can't wrap your head around the term. It's a term. It's a term in our community, in the dating and relationship space. Nice guy, quote unquote, it's a term. I'm not talking about the actual word nice, but you know what I mean. It's a term. A nice guy is a man who lacks boundaries. A nice guy is a man who is passive aggressive. He's manipulative. He's a pretender. He's a faker. That's what a nice guy is. It's a term that we use in the dating and relationship space to define men who don't have good masculine frame, and men who, as the young people say, are simps, you know, that basically they'll do anything. They'll give anything. They'll be anything the woman wants them to be, also that she will pick them. And I'm sorry, we don't want those guys. I don't want a nice guy. I want a man who steps to me. He has his life. He has his world. He has everything in it. He chooses me. I choose him. He says, look, this is my life. This is my world. These are my boundaries. This is what I put up with. This is what I don't. At no point is he bending over backwards to please me. He's doing things. He's doing wonderful, lovely, amazing things because he believes he has met his match. He believes he's met someone who's truly worthy of being treated amazingly. But he is not doing it with this transactional, you know, oh, if I buy this, she'll give me that. Like, that's a nice guy. He is doing it for the love of doing it. He is taking me out for the love of taking me out. He is buying me things for the love of buying me things, or not. Like, he doesn't have to. Again, he's doing whatever he wants to do, not what he's doing to manipulate me. See, that's what nice guys do. Real men give and do because it's what they want to do. And whether a woman goes home with them or not, or whether a woman sleeps with them or kisses them or does whatever, he gives what he wants to give from his heart. And there are no strings attached. But nice guys, oh, there's strings attached. Oh, they're going to be the first to tell you, well, I did this and I took you here and I went here and I bought this. That's what nice guys do. Nice guys throw up in your face everything they did, and now look how you acted. No, masculine men, if they are good to you, if they are kind, if they are treating you well and you're not treating them well back, they leave you alone. They just leave you alone. They say, this isn't what, you know, this isn't reciprocal. This isn't what I expected. This isn't what I'm used to. Like, real men just leave you alone. But nice guys, what they're going to do is they're going to whine and complain, and they're going to tell you, oh my gosh, I did all these things and you're still not my girlfriend. You still don't want to sleep with me. That's what nice guys do. But real men, they assess the situation, and if they don't like how they're treated, if they don't like how the woman is showing up, they say, yeah, no, this is not working for me. See, that's it. And they don't run around and cry like a little girl and tell everybody, oh, I did all of this and I did all of that. No, because they have the discernment to know. See, they can determine based on, you know, I'm doing a little, let's see what happens. I'm doing a little, let's see what happens. Like, that's it. And if the man is not being appreciated, if he's not being treated well, he just disappears. He's just like, nope, this isn't what I thought. That's what men do. But nice guys, you know what they do? If they do something and then they don't get anything back, they try harder and then they don't get anything back. And then they try even harder. Then they start to complain. Then they start to tell you, oh my God, you're not appreciating what I'm doing because I'm not getting what I want. That's what nice guys do. So now you know the difference. Okay? You know the difference. But I'm not going to get off of that. And the reality is that until you're willing to accept it, like it's just like female nature, men complaining about female nature are nice guys. Like masculine men, They know about female nature. They know how women are. They know how they're wired. They don't need to sit around and complain about it. They're like, yeah, this is how women are wired. Why are y'all tripping? That's just like saying, why aren't women as strong as men? Why don't they lift things? Why don't they do the dirty jobs? Real men know better. Women aren't doing that, and that's okay. I don't need to sit around and complain about that. Women are not going to do certain jobs. Women are not as strong as men. That's like complaining because women aren't strong as men. You don't need to complain about that. You don't need to be upset about that. That is a nice guy tendency. Well, why should I? I remember one time, I remember one time, I think my son was 16 or 17, and we was lifting up the couch, and we was doing something. It was him and a friend of mine, lifting up the couch. He's like, why aren't the girls in here? Why are we in here lifting this? Or why, one time he said to me, why do you have me take the trash out? Why do you have me cut the grass? Y'all, I kid you not. I lit into him so bad. Like I said, and look, now he do all them things without, he don't say a peep. Because I'm like, don't you never fix your mouth to say this in here again. You are a man and we are women. Don't you ever forget that. Don't you ever come to me with that mess again. And why aren't they in here? Because you're a man. Because you're a man and you need to eat it, right? Because you were born with a dick. That's why. And you need to eat it. So just like we got to bleed every month and have the baby, this is the part that you're going to eat. So gentlemen, if you want to continue to have these conversations, you're only proving my point. You are proving the nice guy point. Okay. Let's see. That's ridiculous. You yourself said Black women leave therapy when they have to be accountable. So first of all, sir, I didn't say all Black women. I said there are Black women. There are white women. I've had them all. I've had white women. I've had Asian women and Hispanic women. I've had women leave therapy. Not all of them. Not all of them. Critically think. Okay. Critically think. That's what we do over here. We critically think. Okay. Not all of them, but yes, some of them. All right. Yes, for sure. She said we got to grieve. Yeah, the rebounding. It's a term y'all use as a weapon. No, again, you're a nice guy. That's why you think that. So I'm not going to digress on this any further. You're a nice guy. You're the guy we're talking about. And unfortunately, you feel a way about that. But masculine men, they know who I'm talking about. They know what time it is. They're like, yep, I know exactly who Anita's talking about. And it ain't me. So they don't get into these back and forths because I'm not talking about them. Remember about the hit dog hollering, okay? Okay, let's see. Yes, could you post this live after so I can save your responses? Yes. Yep, for sure. Everyone has to adjust in a relationship. You just need to be the man, sir. You just need to be the man, and I'm going to be the woman. That's it. Okay? All right. Yep. He said a lot of men feel insecure about that topic because they pretend to be a certain way in order to get between a woman's legs, but a real man invests in a woman and can pretty much tell. Yeah, they can pretty much tell if she's feeling them. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So remember, just like women have to choose better, men are always saying that. Y'all are choosing dogs. Y'all are choosing bad men. You're having kids with all these horrible men. Agreed. Men need to choose better also. Men need to learn how to choose a good woman. And again, how that works is it's not completely teetered on her. Men who are masculine, what they do is they show up. They are them, right? They're who they are. They're givers, they're doers, they are masculine, and they just simply see if that woman reciprocates. And if she doesn't, then they're like, nope, she's not it. She doesn't know how to meet me where I'm at. So, nope. Yeah, that's it. So, that's it. Like I said, the pushback I get about the nice guy is because you're a nice guy. Like I said, every time they come on my page, I'm like, yeah, right here. This is proving my point. This is proving my point right here. Like if you're actually trying to make an argument about, well, why should men be this or why? Because it is. It's called biology. Men are stronger. Men are stronger. It's the reason why we don't want trans women in women's sports, because men are biologically stronger. They're just biologically bigger and stronger than us. And that's not even anything to argue. Like, that just is what it is. So yeah, but that's like a guy. I remember I went out with a guy and he joked, and ladies, I want you to keep this in mind. Men who joke like this, I want you to really read between the lines. And I did. I read between the lines and I called him on it. Like, I don't even let it fly. If you joke like this, I'm going to call you out on it. Oh, this is so interesting that they say the man should pay first, or the man should pay for the first date. That's so silly. Like, why, maybe you can pay this bill. Maybe you can pay for our date. Bruh, like I said, excuse me? I called him out. I said, is that how you really feel? And he was like, oh, I'm just kidding. Why would you say it then? Why would you say it? The fact that you're talking about it tells me that's probably how you really feel. I said, and, hey, if that's how you really feel, that's great. You need to find yourself a woman who is more of the masculine type, who is more of the, we're equal, gender equality, equal in a sense of sameness, right? We're the same. We're not the same. We're not the same. I am a woman and you are a man. And I want men to do what men do, and I want women to do what women do. And that's what I'm going to do all day long. But yeah, that was the first and last time that we went out, because I was like, no, it's not a joke. It's how you really feel. And you need to find someone that feels that way. It's just like I have a couple right now where the man, he's upset about the woman calling him partner. Like, they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and now they're engaged and getting ready to get married. And he's like, yeah, I want to be called your fiance. I want to be called your husband. I don't want to be called your partner. And I understand that, because in his mind, he's like, we're not technically running a business. We have a loving, caring relationship. And I want you to be my girl. Like, he says that. I like calling her my girl, my lady, and I want to be your man. And because we have twisted this in our society right now, that men and women are the same, because of the whole equality thing, but equal doesn't mean same. But we are pushing that women should be doing what men can do. Well, in some regards, that's physically impossible. So, nope. I used to use a nice girl. I used to be the nice girl, and I stayed complaining about reciprocal actions, precisely when all you need to do is go about your business. I show up as me. I show up as warm and loving. I show up as funny. I show up as, interesting and energetic. Those are the words that people use to describe me when they meet me, right? And when I interact with men, initially, it is in a friendship type of way. It is not in a overtly sexual, very, like romantic, overtly. No, I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, you're interesting. I want to get to know you. Let me learn about you. Like, that's the energy I bring to a man who says he's interested in me. Is more or less like how I get to know new people in general. So whether it's a woman or a man, I use the kind of a similar energy. And then once I assess, oh, wow, this guy's a really good person, then I assess, is he a really good man for me? Okay. So if you're a really good person, if you're a cool person, if you're a kind person, if you're interesting, if you're fun, right? So once I assess that, I'm like, let me see what else he's talking about, right? But that's kind of how I do it. But if you don't make it past that first layer, like if you're not a cool person, if you're not kind, if you're not interesting, if you're bitter, if you're jaded, if you're negative, you don't make it to the second layer of, do I want you to be my man? The answer is no, because I don't like you. So ladies, I want you to try this. I want you to do things a little bit differently. Just assess him as a person. Like, I don't know why we don't do this more. And gentlemen, I want you to do the same thing. Once you determine that you're physically attracted to a woman, put it aside. And then I want you to say, is she a good person? Is she a person I think is interesting. Is she kind? Is she funny? Is she fun to be around? Does she have good conversation? What else is there about her? But y'all are so worried about getting in somebody's guts. Well, she be good for that. Okay, but she's horrible in every other way. Like, no, thank you. And we grown. Like, we grown. What irritates me more than anything now, you have 50, 60, 70-year-old people still filled with lust like they coming out of high school. Like, you ain't gotten laid. What is going on? I'm going to keep it real, y'all. I done had some sex, okay? It ain't new. It ain't nothing, and I haven't had it in a long time, but you know what? It's still, I done had it. I remember. So I'm not walking around like on fire. Y'all walking around like, oh my God, I just need to get laid. I just need some sex. And that's like distorting your thinking. Like, can you just get to know the person? Is the person good? That's all you need to know. Okay? That's it. All right. Okay. Any others? Okay, he said, this is interesting. He said, you aren't being real about the fact that men and women have roles, but you have to play your role. Honey, I don't have to play my role for you to play yours and vice versa. You don't have to be masculine in order for me to be feminine. It just is. And actually, the fact that I am by default feminine and I show up and you are not masculine, that is just giving me license to leave. See, I don't need you to be masculine to be feminine. I'm going to show up that way. And if you are not, we're going to cancel each other out. It's like two negatives. We're going to cancel each other out. You're not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. You're not going to call or text. I'm not going to call. Like, that's how that's going to work. There's no leader in the situation. It's not going to be me. I'm not going to lead the situation. I'm waiting for my masculine counterpart to lead the situation. So again, how you feel about it is how you feel about it. But yeah, this is how people have to play their role. Like I said, I am feminine. That's it. That's all I know how to be, especially in a relationship. It says, can women be real women if a man is being a real man? But here's the thing you all are missing. I'm encouraging women to embody what I believe, or at least 85% of women, is their natural essence, which is feminine. And that's what I do. I am feminine all the time. It doesn't matter the energy of the man. I am the girl. And if I bump up against a man who is not masculine, I just don't deal with him. That's it. It's not rocket science. I don't deal with feminine men. I don't deal with men who are not strong leaders. I just don't. So nothing's going to happen because I'm not attracted to those men. I'm attracted to men who are masculine. That's it. Yes, thank you. She won't be able to operate in her femininity. As a man, your woman should never open the door, pay bills, change your tire, and more. Why don't you listen instead of making excuses? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shani9468. Precisely. Like, all you're doing is proving the point. I don't need to go back and forth because you're proving your point. Okay, that's it. You're proving our point. So I don't need to go back and forth. Okay, of course. I think everybody should be able to cook, clean. That's right. And just like women can pay bills, right? Clearly I live by myself. I own a home. I have cars, and I take care of all of that. As a matter of fact, I hurt my back yesterday because I was out in the yard for 3 hours cleaning the gutters, blowing the leaves, cutting the grass. My son was at work. I mean, he had like a 12-hour day. So I was like, you know what? I can't take it anymore. And so I just went out there and worked outside. I love working outside, but clearly I know how to do it. I can do it. Everybody should know how to do it. Like, that's it. But I'm going to keep it real. If I had a husband, oh, I would not be doing it. Like, if there was a husband that lived here, yeah, I would not be doing it. But clearly I can take care of myself. That's it. Thank you so much, Dr. Brownsea, for buying a badge. I appreciate you. Thank you. Real men hold doors, pay for dates, and protect, but women aren't necessarily fulfilling her role as kind, submissive, and listening. But I want you to avoid those women. And when men keep telling me about bumping into these women, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you have got to just level up yourself vibrationally. When you don't deal with those type of women, when you go to other places, when you do other things where feminine, submissive women are, those are the women you'll start attracting. But you are like, if you keep seeing that same woman over and over, and don't get me wrong, we're living in a different time. So more and more women are masculine. More and more women are, not submissive. But again, we still exist. There's still feminine women out here. There's still submissive women out here. And you just have to, know where to go, know where to look, know where to find them. But the biggest thing you have is your determining factor is if you're showing up as a man and you're not getting that back, you just disengage. That's it. That's your power. Disengage. And because I know how women are wired, if that woman was really feeling you, she's going to want to know why. Like, what's up? Why did you say you don't want to go out anymore? Why aren't you calling me? Why? And then I want you to tell them. That's what a lot of men are not doing. Y'all are not telling these women, hey, this is what I like. This is what I want. This is how I want a woman to show up. And I'm going to show up as a man, and I want you to show up as a woman. Tell them. And what do you got to lose? If she gets mad and goes about her business, good. You haven't lost anything. But if she actually listens and shapes up, great. But y'all need to start telling them. Many men have changed because society has taught they should lead. Okay. Well, the women should lead. Okay. Society, unfortunately, has told women to lead and disrespect men more, for sure. This does not build strong men. I agree with you, which is why I work with women on one of the things I posted the other day was the post about how right now we're seeing more young men who are idle, who don't have purpose, who don't have meaning to their life. They don't know what hard work is. Like, they're just drifting. They're literally drifting around with no purpose whatsoever. And, I'm going to be honest, the way women are raising their sons has a lot to do with it. We have to have some changes. Some changes have got to be made. And women keep thinking it's not our problem. It is our problem. When they don't have anyone to date or marry, when their daughters don't have anyone to date or marry, yeah, it's your problem. It's all of our problem. We've got to start dealing with it. So society at large we've got to do something different because what we're doing isn't working. Combative is not feminine. Masculine is taking the lead, holding doors and paying. However, this doesn't work in today's societal dynamics. Yeah, unfortunately, but I still want you to hold out hope. I know I am. I don't engage with men that are not chivalrous or masculine. I don't. And I am perfectly fine sitting in here in my studio, creating content, doing lives, going on podcasts. I am perfectly fine. And I tell people that all the time. I will not be with someone that cannot lead, that is not masculine, that will not play his role to the hilt. He must do that because I'm going to play my role to the hilt. Okay, right. How we start is how it will be. It sure will. Okay. Women who lead end up carrying the weight. They do, and we're not built for it. Remember this expression. The weight of the world was built for shoulders, not hips. All right. Through media and other societal factors, women are encouraged to be masculine and men are encouraged to submit. Men that go against this are shamed or are told they're misogynistic. But you know what? There's a huge group of men now, if you care to join them, that they are standing up. Like, men are finally starting to stand up against this. So if you're bold enough to do it, I know a lot of bold men that they've been speaking out about that. She says, do you ever provide an explanation to the men when you sense that they aren't showing the leadership you are looking for? No, I usually just, kind of don't deal with them. And then if they want to know, hey, what's going on? I've tried reaching out, or I've tried calling, or I thought we could go out, and what's up? If they ask me what's up. So that's what I need. I need the permission, right? So if they open that door, then I walk through it. But if they don't open that door, like if they're not being manly, if they're not being masculine, if they're not leading, and they don't ever, question why I've gotten cold or why I'm not calling or texting, I'm kind of lean back. If they don't ever question it, I don't either. Because remember, there is monkey see, monkey do. Monkey see, monkey do. If the man asks me, I'm going to tell him. But if he don't care to know, or if he's just like, well, I guess Anita ain't feeling me, it doesn't matter for me to tell him, because he's not open. He's not open to hear the truth. He's only going to get the truth if he comes looking for it. But there's been a few men in my life who have. They've said, hey, I noticed you're leaning back, or I noticed, you're busier than usual. And then to me, that's them opening the door, and then I walk through the door. And I say, well, I'm going to be honest, I'm not used to this dynamic. And they say, what dynamic? And then that's when I lay it on them. Like, I'm used to being the girl. I want you to be the man. That means I want you to take the lead. I want you to plan dates. I want you to call. I want you to text. I want to reciprocate, not initiate. Well, what's the big deal? I mean, I just feel like everybody can. Okay. And when we're in a relationship, right? When we are in a committed relationship, when we are engaged, or when I'm married to you, sure, I'm going to call you all the time. I'm going to text you all the time. I'm going to have things to share and things to say and whatever. But we are not quite there yet. And I want to feel your leadership, because that is actually what's going to get me in the relationship. If I don't feel your leadership, I'm not getting a relationship with you. I'm not committing to you. I'm committing to a lifetime of possibly being the leader. So I let men know, like, that's what I need. I cannot maintain attraction. And here's the key word, ladies. This is how you say it in a way that a man can understand, okay? This is what y'all are not doing. You have to let him know that your sexual attraction is tied to this, okay? So sometimes I will say it in a crass way, and y'all know me, I'm classy all day, but every now and again, I got to say it in a way that a man can understand it. And so he's like, well, what's going on? I just don't get wet for a man that, I just don't get moist. I'm just not sexually attracted to a man that don't call and don't text and don't apply pressure and don't plan dates and don't pay bills. I'm just not attracted. Like, I lay it out there, because it's the truth. It's the truth. My attraction for you is going to wane. I want to be led. Okay? I want to be the girl. All right? But yeah, I say it in a way that they can understand it. That's it. That's it. That's what I want you to do. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. And reach out. There are a lot of podcasts, Dr. Brown C. They're always looking for guests. I'm always encouraging people to just reach out. Reach out to the podcast, either through their DM or through email. They're always looking for guests. I'm always telling people this. Like, you have the opportunity to be on lots of people's podcasts, but you gotta kind of reach out. You got to make yourself seen to them, because a lot of people don't know people, out in our space. So, just make yourself known and let them check out your content. But they're always looking for people. My podcast is now over. I could not monetize my podcast. It was taking up too much time. So the Better Love Movement podcast is now over and done. But there are lots of great podcasts out there that are always looking for guests. So please, please, please consider that. All right. Yes, I am definitely a sapiosexual for sure. Okay. What about the guy who says I didn't call because you didn't call, or says we can do whatever you want to do? He is not, again, he's not a leader. He's not a masculine leader. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but I'm going to be frank with you. Do you want to be the one to initiate? And if the answer is no, then that's your answer. You all are both in that feminine energy. I have no problem letting a man know I don't want to be the initiator. I don't want to be the masculine in this dynamic. I won't. be the masculine. So if you need that level of, yeah, I need you to call, I need you to text, then I'm not the person for you. And last I checked, that's okay. That is perfectly okay. We are both okay. Go find someone, and Lord knows, it's a lot of masculine women out here today. He will have no problem finding a woman to run that whole relationship. But then when that happens and he starts feeling away and, oh, I feel emasculated, and why are you talking to me like this? And a lot of it, because you're the girl. You're the girl. You are supposed to respect me. This is what the masculine woman is thinking. You're supposed to respect me, and I'm supposed to cherish your feelings. But see, for me, I want to be cherished, and I want a man who wants to be respected. That's the difference. So if you don't mind initiating, go for it. I'm not interested in doing that ever. The weaker the man, the more masculine the lady, let her be the lady. Precisely. They start stumbling when you tie leadership to your sex drive. Yeah, but that's what I do. That's what they understand. If me, not doing anything won't get me laid, hey, maybe I need to step up. Maybe you do, because it won't. Not over here. Women need love and assurance that they are cared for. Men need respect and assurance that he's being a good provider. Correct. So like I said, can we stay in our lane? That's it. Can we stay in our lane? Those of us who want to do that, right? I want to be the girl. I want a man who wants to be the man all day long. Also understand that there are men that are leaders but aren't interested enough to chase the woman, but will for another woman. Right, that's true. It really depends on the woman, right? Not every man is going to want to, I guess, pursue me, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to pursue him, but if he's made up his mind that I'm not for him, he doesn't want to pursue me, we're good. Like I said, he's not my guy. I'm perfectly okay with it. Okay. Yes. Yeah. If you're not the initiator, that's the answer. Okay. That's the answer. So I just want you to know that. Okay. That is the answer. You are not the initiator. So that's pretty much, that's your answer. Okay. All right. Right. Yes. Both parties are emotionally intelligent. And let me tell you, those couples exist. I've seen them. I've seen some amazing couples when they're both conscious and they are emotionally intelligent and they've done their work and they come together. Oh my God, it's like a powerhouse couple. It's amazing. It's beautiful to see. And we need more of those couples. We really, really do. Oh, he said, my generation lacks emotional intelligence. Yeah. There's some people in my generation that they don't have it. So, all right. So let's wrap up this conversation. If a man is currently married or in his relationship, and he is treating his woman or his wife poorly, he is not a good father. I'm sorry, you're not gonna change my mind on that, because he's being a bad role model. He should be modeling what a good man looks like and how that good man treats his woman. And how about this? This is really controversial. Even if that woman is unhealed, she has trauma wounds, she gives some bite back or whatever, I still should say he should lead with love. Right? He should lead with love. He is the leader, and he should do his best to try to lead her with love. And there may come a time where, guess what? Maybe he tries that and he tries that for a while and it doesn't work. Maybe they do need to, be apart from each other. But he leads with love. He shows his children, I'm going to keep trying to love your mother. I'm going to keep trying to lead her. I'm going to keep trying to protect her and do everything I can do for her. She may resist, but at least they'll see he's trying to do that. Now, if a man is no longer with his wife or his woman and he has children and he is co-parenting those children, my hope is that he would learn from any lessons from that broken relationship, especially if it was something he did. Like if he cheated or he lied or, he did something that caused the rupture of that relationship. My hope is that he would take those lessons, he would learn from those lessons, and then he would apply them to being a better father and also to try to be a good co-parent. That is my hope. But I don't appreciate in our community, that really burns me, that in our community, we separate the relationship between the husband and the wife or the man and the woman from the relationship as mother and father. Those things are tied together. They're not supposed to be mutually exclusive. So when people say that, it just does something to me, because that's what's wrong with our community. We don't see those things as going together. We see them as something, oh, it's mutually exclusive. How I treat her has nothing to do. Yes, it does. It's all related. That's our problem. It's all related. That's why we're in this mess that we're in, is we want to pull apart. That's just like D1 right now, and I stand with D1. Like, we need to make some sort of banner, okay? We need to make some sort of banner right now. I stand with D1. You are not going to separate selling trash music, selling poison, selling murder music, selling, overly sexualized music with, well, that doesn't have anything to do with the good I do in the community. And that doesn't have anything to do with all the turkeys I gave out for Thanksgiving and all the bikes I bought for Christmas. Those two things are mutually exclusive. No, they're not. No, they're not. You're not going to put trash music into the world or sell drugs to a community, and then on this side of the fence, oh, I give back to my community. I help people. I have scholarships for people. Those things are not mutually exclusive. Like, what? Why don't you just be a good person, like, from the jump? Why don't you just be an upstanding person? So you don't have to, like, soothe your conscience by giving out these turkeys and these bikes. Maybe that's what you ought to do, which is just put out good, clean music. Just put out positive music. Just put out good music that's not talking about killing people or doing drugs or selling drugs or sucking dicks or whatever, whatever, right? Why don't you do that? Like, we can start there. I stand with D1. And I mean, he's in the hot seat right now. He is taking some heat, y'all. He's taking some heat. But somebody had to stand up. Somebody had to stand up. And he's not wrong. You got people that's been in the game for 20 years, 30 years. These men are close to my age, talking about the same crap. Make it make sense. So you're 50 years old and you out here capping? You 50 years old and you out here bottle popping and capping and iced out neck and this and that. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Why? So you don't have a wife? You don't have a family? You haven't sat down and, like, what are you doing with your life? No, I stand with D1. I'm gonna try to make something so I can put it on I can post and put it on my platform. I stand with him. He makes a whole lot of sense. And especially in our culture. I want y'all to understand this. And then I'm gonna get off of here because I'm on my soapbox now. Our culture, Black culture, Black American culture, we have fallen so far. Our music has poisoned so many of us, so many people, so many generations. There is no more Black love. There is no more Black marriage. It's like none of the music supports any of that. The women have sexualized themselves. Oh, forget the men doing it. Oh, the women are like, you know what? If this is what it's going to be, we might as well make money off of it. We might as well objectify ourselves. We might as well sexualize ourselves. Like, that's where we are. And songs that I still listen to this day. Songs about love, songs about marriage, songs about men, just, oh my God, she's so beautiful. Who is that girl? Oh, pretty brown eyes. Don't try to act like you don't like me, girl. I see you out. Like, we're not even about that no more. Like, and that has a lot to do with how we got here. Men don't sing love songs about women anymore. Women don't sing love songs about men anymore. They talking about popping that, this and that, and all of this nonsense, which ain't love. That has nothing to do with love. And this is where it's gotten us. And the killing and the drugs. And it's like, really? This is what you want to be known for? This is what you think is cool? And this is real, y'all. I was watching the funeral of two young men up there in Cleveland, got shot outside of a bar. Two brothers had a double funeral. Like, think about that. This family had to bury two sons. There's nothing to glorify about that. Nothing. We have got to do better. We have to do better. And we can do better, which is why D1 is doing what he's doing. That's why he's calling this thing out, because we can do better. We can do better. I don't understand why we're so lost, why we think we've gone so far down this road that we can't come back. You can come back. You can come back. I'm seeing all kinds of people give their life to Christ. I'm seeing all kinds of people clean up their act. And oh my God, every time it happens, I'm like, hallelujah. Like, thank God. We can clean up our act. And we need to. We need to. Because, yeah, this thing has gone so far. So far. Yeah, it breaks my heart. But I stand with D1. I stand with him. I know what he's doing. I know what he's trying to do. But again, you got bros that, could be his uncle telling him, I don't think about him. I don't care. He just using my name for clout and this and that. No, he's actually, talking about something real. Like, we have got to clean up our act. And his music is amazing. Like, his music is amazing. So it's a testament to, you can make great music and not have it glorify murder or drugs or getting money or sleeping with hoes or whatever it is. You can make good music without doing that. I just don't understand it. But yeah, I stand with him. Yes, we've definitely started to normalize the wrong stuff. Yeah. Please go look up D1. Please go to his platform. Please support his platform. Please follow him and listen to his music. Like I said, it's amazing. It is amazing. It's positive. It's feel good, positive music. And it's what everyone needs right now. Like, we don't need all this nonsense. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but you got these guys, Meek Mill and Rick Ross and Jim Jones, like I said, they're gonna they're gonna try to blow it off. They've already all kind of given their response. And, I just want him to keep speaking out. I do, because it has to be done. We need to come for all of them. They're a big part of the destruction of our community, of our culture. I love hip hop. I was raised on it. Like I said, it's 50 years old now. And, I was raised on it, but it is very different than my day. Very different than the 80s and the 90s that I grew up on. Totally different. And like I said, they're not talking about love or they're not talking about anything positive. They're not talking about anything. They're just not talking about anything. It just makes me really sad. So that's where we are. But someone's got to speak out. And I want us to support the people that speak out. We have to support them. That is how the message goes even further. Support those people who are actually talking about something, who are actually, talking about something positive, and they want to bring about a change. We got to start supporting them. Okay. All right. But yeah, I went off on a tangent, but yeah, that made me so mad. I was listening to that and I was like, look at these dudes. Look at these dudes and how they're responding. Like, they're the elders. They're the elders. But that's what I've noticed, y'all. I've noticed it even with women, that we're the elders. We should be teaching y'all. We should have our stuff together. We should have our mind right. We should be mature. We should be emotionally intelligent. We should be emotionally regulated. And yet you have people my age that are still behaving badly, like we have something to prove. I don't have anything to prove. I've told young women this a lot. I don't have nothing to prove to y'all. Nothing. Okay? Young women come on my platform talking crazy. I'm like, I don't have nothing to prove to you, young lady. You better go somewhere. I'm not going back and forth with you. I have nothing to prove to you. I've lived a whole life, over half a life. So it's like sad that these icons, these people who've been in the game, that they're not growing and maturing, and they're not responding in a way that's mature. That's really sad to me. So I'm like, wow, and they were sitting there like 17-year-olds. That's what it looked like. It looked like 3 17-year-olds sitting there and responding. I was like, man, This is crazy. Um, oh, oh, wow. He said, I have a very good friend who teaches high school freshmen, and she is at her wit's end. It's not optimistic at all. Yeah. It's just sad. It is absolutely sad. He said, Carlos is back. Hi, Carlos. So, yeah. But I want, if you have common sense, if you know right from wrong, I need you to stand up for it. That's the key. That's how we're going to see a change, is people who know right from wrong, people who have common sense, people who critically think. We have to be willing to stand up, and we have to stand behind the people who are speaking out. So even if you're not ready to speak out, stand behind the people who are, like, support them. Okay, that's going to mean the world to them. But yeah, he has my support. I want to see him keep doing what he's doing, because it's time. It's time. It's old and it's tired, and we need to put all this crap to bed, right? These guys, yeah, come on. Can you talk about anything else? It's sad. All right, y'all, I got to get going. I'm running into the office. Thank you so much for joining me on this live. If you are watching this video on YouTube, and you probably are, because I repurpose all of my content, I want you to subscribe to my channel. I want you to hit the thumbs up button. That helps the algorithm. That helps people to find my videos. So the more that people like my videos, the more people can find my videos, okay? Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Dr. Brown. Dr. Christian, thank you so much for being on, and I appreciate all of you, and I will see you all tomorrow. I'm actually going to repost, because I am going live with SBTV over on YouTube. I'm actually going to post tonight and tomorrow about that and let you know we're going to be doing a live together. So I want you to go over to YouTube and check it out. Thank you so much, Reginald. I appreciate it. All right, you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. And as always, stay open to love.